Okay, Scotland have beaten Italy 33-20, and most of the action took place in the second half. The first half is an interesting half. It wasn't as entertaining as it could have been, and it finished 12-3 at half time. Now, one thing I've noticed with Scotland, they like playing this expansive, fast-paced, always on the go play, and they rush things, and that's why the Gilchrist try was disallowed, because they were trying to go for the win from the first minute. You don't win a game in the first minute, but you can lose it. And the disallowed try perfectly happy with that decision. It was a double movement. It was so blatantly obvious. How they gave that a try on the field when the referee's nearby, I have no idea. I don't think many Scottish fans would begrudge the Italians for feeling aggrieved if that was given. I'm not going to lie. However, that only is a reprieve. Yes, Tommy Allen does slot 3 points penalty. So Italy are leading for a brief period. And then Kinghorn gets his first try. Blair Kinghorn had the man of the match performance, gets a hat-trick. And it's from a crossfield kick. And this is where Finn Russell, occasionally when he does use his brain, he was thinking about the miss pass. And then you can see him dummy it and go for the kick. Last year, Finn Russell would have given a miss pass there that may have been intercepted. So there is showing some development from the Scottish backline there. And it's a brilliant try. You need Kinghorn to catch that to score the try. Same with the second try as well. Again, great pass, but you need Blair Kinghorn to catch it and finish it. He is a great finisher, it seems. All that good build-up play can be undone if that final ball isn't perfect. And today, in those instances, the final ball was perfect. Something that was lacking last year with Scotland at times. So half-time comes, and it's 12-3. But Scotland haven't been brilliant. They've only got the 2 tries, and they have given away a few penalties, but they've had a lot of possession and not done enough with it. Yes, Kinghorn got 2 very good tries from great build-up play, but they had a lot more of the ball. They could have had 4 or 5 tries. They had the disallowed try, then they gave away a penalty when they were having a lot of possession. The Italian blitz defence was working and then wasn't working. They were coming up, but that was leaving them exposed to cutting runs. But when they got it right coming up, they were closing down the space. Half time comes at a good time for both sides. I think it was a good defensive display by Italy in the sense that they only conceded 12 points. Hadn't had a lot of the ball in attack, which was a shame because the second half gets really interesting for the last 10 minutes with Italy. Second half comes Stuart Hogg. This Italian blitz defence, I understand why they do it, but they need a plan B when it comes to defence. Maybe the drift defence maybe could be more apt. I think playing some of the backs out of position, like Campagnaro playing on the wing when he actually is an outside centre, I think was a risk, a tactical risk, and it has backfired today for Italy. But Hogg's try was brilliant. Laidlaw did miss a conversion in there, so Laidlaw can miss kicks apparently, he is human. But Hogg gets his try, and that's converted. Kinghorn gets his hat-trick try a few minutes later, that's converted. Harris gets his try, that's converted. And at this point, it's 33 points to 3. Scotland are running away with it. And then Italy get a hold of the ball. Scotland, I think, take their foot off the pedal. They should have been ruthless, because points for and against is going to prove crucial. Now, Italy were trying to go for that losing bonus point and the full try bonus point. If they got that, they would have been ahead of France in the table, and they were showing a lot in that last 10 minutes to give me hope for the next couple of games. So Italy should not be discounted. They were outplayed, but don't discount this Italian side. The Bergen yellow card, there was about 4 or 5 repeated infringements by Scotland, and this will anger Gregor Townsend. They have been dominant throughout the game. They've been wasteful in possession in the first half. They had all that possession and only got 2 tries. Second half, they've now got the tries that their possession deserves. So, okay, patience has sort of paid off. Being more patient and not trying to go for the miracle ball every time has paid off. This Bergen yellow card, repeated infringements. They were warned repetitively that they would be punished. Greg Laidlaw has gone off and been replaced as captain by Russell as captain on the field, and that lack of leadership showed. Greg Laidlaw is the captain because other key leadership players are injured. I think Townsend has an idea of his leadership core. Now, Greg Laidlaw is part of that leadership core. The lack of leadership after about 70 minutes began to show. There was repeated infringements for a good 3, 4, 5 minutes, and the yellow card's given straight away. Palazzani gets a try. Literally within about 60 seconds, Palazzani gets the first Italian try. Allen converts. That's his last play of the game. He had a decent game, but he had a head knock as well. He had to go for an HIA. And then within a few minutes, Padovani scores a try, which the conversion's missed, but Padovani scores a brilliant try. The third try by Esposito, I think it's the best try of the lot. Campagnaro playing as a centre on the wing is playing like a centre on the wing. He's got himself in that wing channel in attack. And Esposito, this is why you should always support the ball carrier. That try, I think, was the best of the 3 Italian tries. I would say Kinghorn getting his hat-trick, I think, as a hat-trick try, yes, but that first try with the cross-field kick, I think Scotland's best try. But Esposito's try is very, very good, technically very good. And yes, Italy exploited that space magnificently in the last 10 minutes. And Scotland's discipline had gone at this point. They had clearly taken the foot off the pedal. And there was a risk, actually, if the Italians had a bit more time, that they could have got that 4th try. They could have got that losing bonus point and the 4-try bonus point. Crikey, actually, if the yellow card had come a bit earlier, there was a risk Scotland could have thrown that game away in the last 10-15 minutes because the discipline went. And I think that's an issue. The yellow card and the discipline going after 60-odd minutes, that's an issue Gregor Townsend will not be happy with. Italy, on the other hand, they need, if they can play like that for 10 minutes, why can't they play like that for the previous 70? I think it's because Scotland strangled possession. That is it. You give Italy possession, they will score, and all 3 Scott tries are scored by backs. Sergio Parise is not on this try list, and he's obviously their talisman. All 3 tries are scored by backs, and Padovani and Esposito are dangerous strike runners. And yes, Scotland were down to 14 men, but that's a forward going off. That's not the back line. The back line weren't numbering up. They were overcommitting to ruck and maul. They knew they had the game in the bag, and they were down a man, and they were leaving more space than was necessary in the Italians, even though they'd tackled their hearts out. Still show a lot of attacking depth there. So all in all, Scotland will be happy with the win, but that last 10 minutes they won't be happy with. And Italy won't be happy with the previous 70, but they'll be happy with the last 10. So there's things to work on for both sides. Underestimate the Italians at your peril, because I think the Scottish did that for the last 10-15 minutes. They completely decided to stop playing. And we saw that with France yesterday, where they stopped playing in the second half, and Wales didn't play in the first half. No one side has given a full 80-minute performance yet. And we've got England-Ireland coming in literally a few minutes after I've finished recording this video. So that's the match. The note of the day, the note of the game is Giraldini was playing his 100th test for Italy today. So fair play to him. It is hard to get to 100 caps. And there are a few Centurions around the Italian squad. Alessandro Zani's one, I believe. Obviously, we've had Martin Castrogiovanni did reach 130 caps, I believe. He was the most capped player. He's now been surpassed by Richie McCaw, who's also retired, and Brian O'Driscoll, I believe, have surpassed Castrogiovanni. He was the most capped player for a while. And it is possible that Sergio Parise could pass Richie McCaw's total for caps, which is 100 and, I believe, 41, 42. So it is possible that Sergio could pass it. But Giraldini didn't have his best game today in the line out and the scrum, but in the loose, he is a striking ball runner. And if you give him ball, he'll hit it up. And he has captained Italy for, I think, 30 tests of those 100. So he's part of the leadership core of Italy. And then we go, that's my review of Scotland and Italy. Scotland were very, very good for 70 minutes. Or 65 minutes, and then the last 15 minutes, that is a concern going forward, because they could be in a much tighter game, and that's a concern. With Italy, the last 10 minutes was why you shouldn't give their outside backs the ball and give them space, because they can do it. I think they were strangled of possession. They got a bit frustrated, and they just didn't come out in the second half when they're actually in the game at half time. But there we go. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Place your thoughts below. And of course, England-Ireland is coming up shortly. I shall see you soon.